Line on the way up the first baseline, so they call him out. They'll give him a 1-3 and erase that error. Not 1-3. Peter moves over, and now he moves up on the stolen base. He's in second with 2 out. I missed that. Now I really understand why Mike Robbins is having a discussion with our home plate umpire. Takes the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Callan Warren. Haley looking for his second K of the inning. That's the runner at second. Just low and inside. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Sitting out at second base. And the Express weren't able to foul it into his first base dugout. Mexico Thunderbirds play in the western part of Region 5 of junior college baseball, playing in the northern part of Region 5. Another 2-2 pitch. Just missed inside. Took a little off that one. Going to get worn out on his front foot. Count full now. Two strikeouts in the inning for Carson Bailey. Identifies that lead-off single. No runs and a hit, no errors, 1 left. We got to the bottom of the first and our score to Mexico nothing, and McLennan coming to bat. Thunderbirds is right-hander Sergio Lugo, 6'1", 175. He's out of San Luis Rio, Colorado, Mexico. Facing Peyton Fergens, Brennan Sigler, and Brody Cheer, the first 3 McLennan Highlanders coming to the plate here. Opener for the 2026 season. Sophomore out of Plano. It's the first pitch up high for ball 1. Transferred in from A&M Corpus Christi. on his way to Mississippi State. Number 13 JUCO prospect this year by a perfect game. 1-0. On the outside corner of the belt. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the outfield for the Thunderbirds, you got Zach Altamura in left, Trinidad in center, and right fielder is Jesus Mejias. 1-1. Off speed, hit in the air. Out toward left field. Shortstop out. Left fielder in. It's going to be the shortstop. Johnson will make the call to catch round number 1. That brings to the plate Brennan Ziegler. Ziegler hails from Knoxville, Tennessee. Freshman at 6'1", 210. Pitch strike. Brand new head coach, pretty much the same coaching staff though for the Highlanders. Peter Stark, pitching coach. B.J. Carmichael been elevated to a full-time assistant coach. Ball in for a strike. 0-2. Jack Williams in his second year as an assistant. Hank Bard, former player, comes back as volunteer coach. Part of the Highlander staff. 0-2. Off speed, rolled up the third base side and foul. Chooses to coach third. Double check, but I think that's Jack Williams coaching at first. No balls, 2 strikes on the 2-0 hitter, Brennan Ziegler. Swings in the pitch to bounces in. Catcher steps outside to make sure of the out.
Now batting, number 44, Brody Cheer.
2 up and 2 down. Now here's Brody Cheer. Brody, the only returner in the lineup from a year ago. He saw quite a bit of action. Playing in 25 games, got 18 starts, hit .339 when he got his opportunities. Collected 20 hits a year ago, 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. From the left side, takes the first pitch outside from ball 1. He's out of Parker, Colorado. That's a southern suburb of Denver. 6'1", 185-pound sophomore. He'll go to his stretch. Pitch is on the outside corner to knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cooper McEnroe waits on deck. Would like a chance to swing the bat here in the first. Scheduled for 9. Pitch is down. 2 balls and a strike. The first game between New Mexico and Iowa Western was stopped after 7 innings on the 10-run rule. Iowa Western comes from behind late. 13 runs in the last 2 innings, take an 18-8 win. 2-1 pitch is slapped down the first baseline. The first baseman manages to flag it down. An outstanding play by Mackay Brewer at first base to keep that from getting into the right field corner. And Sergio Lugo does his job of getting over to cover the bag. So the 3-1 ground out ends the Highlander first with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We played 1. Our score is New Mexico nothing and McLennan nothing. Top half of the second inning. Leading off for the New Mexico Thunderbirds will be Zach Altamira. He'll be followed by Roman Trinidad and then Talon Barraza. See the lefty Carson Bailey, who gave up a leadoff single, but left him stranded on the base paths with a ground out, a couple of strikeouts. Altamira takes the first pitch strike. He's out of Australia. The 6'2", 195-pound freshman. Anybody down under listening and watching, we certainly appreciate you joining us today. Hope the weather's as good in Australia today as it is here. Altamira did not appear in our first game today, so this is his first at bat of the 2026 season. Hits this one in the air, it's slicing down the right field side, and it's going to get, well, it's almost caught by Sigler. He gives it a sliding chance at the fence. Can't come up with it. Just a long strike. The 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zach Altamira. Breaking ball on the outside corner to knees. Called strike 3. That's 3 strikeouts. Carson Bailey. 3 of what the coaching staff hopes to be many this year. Now here's the center fielder, Roman Trinidad. He appeared in our first game, went 1 for 2 with a double. So picked up an RBI with a sacrifice fly. Watches the first pitch for ball 1. Trinidad, a sophomore from Emerald Hills, California. 5'9", 185. Lefty-lefty matchup. Squares to bunt. Watches the pitch low. 2-0 the count. Fastball right in the heart of Main Street, swung on and missed. Bailey not fooling around with that pitch. Center fielder Brody Cheer shaded a bit toward left, expecting the left-handed swinger to hit late. Sure enough, he hits late outside the bag at third for strike 2. Sigler pretty much straight away in right field, though. Dickinson playing deep and left for the left-hander. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is just below the knees. Tried to clip the outside corner. Definitely want to keep the ball low. There's no wind to speak of. What little wind is blowing out toward left. That's right up the middle. It gets by the shortstop. Nice try by Fergens at shortstop to try to keep that on the infield. Going to be the second hit of the game for the Thunderbirds. Puts a runner at first with 1 out. Brings up Talon Barraza. Barraza got a start in our first game. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. He also struck out and flew out in that first game against New Mexico. Hits this one down the right side. It is slicing, and it will get out of play. Barraza at the plate. 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Appeared in 59 games a year ago. There goes the runner. The throw down is just a little late. Nice try by Bryce Hampton, the second baseman, to get the tag down. Second stolen base of the game for the Thunderbirds. Second time they've had a runner as far as second base. 1-1 count on Barraza. Breaking ball at the knees, called strike 2. He hit .313 a year ago for the Thunderbirds, collecting 56 hits. Quite a few extra base hits, 19 doubles, 5 triples, and 6 home runs. Scored 57 runs for New Mexico a year ago. 1-2. That's hit foul, right side. That's going to head for the amphitheater, which is on the banks of the Bosque River, which runs behind right field here at McLennan Field at Bosque River Ballpark. Got a big day scheduled for Sunday here at the field. We'll have a jersey retirement ceremony for a couple of former Highlanders. Fastball was fouled straight back. A couple of guys from the early years that helped set the foundation for this program. Dave Van Horn, who was part of the very first McLennan team to make it to the Junior College World Series, the current head coach at Arkansas. Pitch is in the dirt, takes the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And also Greg Dennis, who was a member of the very first World Series champion here at McLennan in 1983. Last 24 years, he's been the head coach at a junior college in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is his hometown. Pitches down. Goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. If you're not here today, you need to be out here Sunday. That ceremony gets underway at 12:30, just prior to the Highlanders game against Iowa Western at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Bailey checks his runner. 3-2 pitch, just a bit inside. Be the first freebie he gives up. Double play in order on the infield with runners at first and second, and the 8-hole hitter, Makai Brewer, stepping up to the plate, and the pitching coach, Peter Stark, going to go out and talk to Carson Bailey. Probably just wants to remind him of the situation, that it's not that dire. Still got plenty of opportunity to get out. And maybe also talking about the pitch selection that they're thinking about. Right now, this conversation is all with Carson Bailey. Catcher Corona just kind of standing by going, yes, sir, coach. Probably just reminding Bailey that, you know, some of those borderline calls are going to go the other way. Just keep trying. Maybe when the sun goes down, it'll be a little different. Catcher Corona steps out front to issue some defensive signals to his teammates. Middle infielders, Fergens and Hampton, at double play depth, pinch toward the bag to take away the middle of the diamond. Here's Brewer from the left side. Swings over the top of a breaking ball, took a healthy cut, tried to put that in the Bosque River. Brewer in our first game was 0 for 1 officially. Only had 1 official at bat, but he came to the plate 4 times, 2 walks, hit batter, and a strikeout. And he scored 1 run. Behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Brewer's out of Hobbs, New Mexico, a freshman, 6'1", 215. There goes the runners. The pitch misses outside. The runner from first. Try this again. Goes the runner from second, goes to third. The trailing runner apparently missed the signal. So now Trinidad's at third base. Still got the double play in order at the middle of the diamond. 3rd stolen base of the game for the Thunderbirds. Off speed, hit on the ground. First baseman has it. Go to the shortstop for 1. The relay throw to first is a little high, and that's going to produce the run. Brewer hits into a fielder's choice as Barraza is retired. 3-6. Can't assume the double play. Trinidad ends up scoring on the play. Give the RBI to Brewer. New Mexico grabs a 1-0 lead. 9-hole hitter come to the plate, and the catcher Peyton Pierce. Swings and misses the first pitch. Pierce in the first game against New Mexico went to the plate 4 times. Was 0 for 4, did reach on an error and scored a run in the game. Put the ball in play 3 out of the 4 times. A swing and a miss there. He goes to 0-2. There are 2 outs. That runner at first base. Pierce is from Sweeney, Texas. A sophomore, 5'10", 190. Bailey a strike from being out of the inning. Fouled straight back. Backstop is tight enough such that it ricochets all the way back to Corona. Off speed, swung and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Carson Bailey. But for New Mexico in the second, they come up with a run. They do it on 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the second with the new score. It's New Mexico 1 and McLennan 0. Middle third of the batting order for McLennan here in the bottom of the second as they try to answer a run scored by New Mexico in the top of the second. Cooper McEnroe will lead it off, followed by Tyler Ness and then Hayden Kreitz. McEnroe joined the McLennan Club this spring semester, back in January. Swings over the top of a first pitch fastball for strike 1. He's out of Spring, Texas, a freshman, 6'2", 210. Another off-speed pitch he's over the top of. 0-2, maybe a little too anxious here. Get that first hit of the year. Sergio Lugo retired the Highlanders in order in the first, and a fly out, a strikeout, and a ground out. 0-2 pitch. Just misses outside. Tough pitch to take on 0-2. Outfield for the Thunderbirds. Zach Altamura in the left. Roman Trinidad in center. And the right fielder is Jesus Mejias. 1-2 pitch is a fastball that's off the plate. Goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the infield, you got Javier Diaz at third. Talon Barraza, the shortstop. Jeter Battles at second base. And Mackay Brewer at first. Peyton Pierce doing the catching. 2-2 pitch on its way. Hit in the air and deep to right field. Going back is Mejias looking up. It's treetop tall and over the wall. Cooper McEnroe in his first at bat as McLennan Highlander will touch them all and tie the game at 1 apiece. And no wind to speak of here at McLennan Field in Bosque River Ballpark. But the ball has been flying out of the park. In that first game, we saw Iowa Western hit 6 home runs. And now McLennan has the first in this one. Now here's Tyler Ness. First ball is fouled off over the third base dugout, out of play. Well, the first hit of the year goes over the Intimidator in right field. Just past the 330 mark. The 0-1 to Ness. It's fouled into the screen. 0-2. According to first-year head coach James Leverton, he feels his team will have some power, but doesn't think they'll hit 100 or more home runs as a team this year. The 0-2 is outside, won't chase it. That still remains to be seen. Highlanders back here tomorrow at 4 o'clock to take on Iowa Western. Off speed up above, 2-2. New Mexico playing 2 today and 1 tomorrow. They'll play the 1 o'clock game tomorrow against Iowa Western and then get on the bus back to Hobbs, New Mexico. The 2-2 on the ground, first base side, foul. Had a really nice crowd for both games today. Iowa Western brought a lot of fans with them. Quite a few New Mexico fans stuck around for this one. Another 2-2 pitch to Ness. That's poked but foul, left side, out of play. Highlanders really only have 2 position players that returned from a year ago and about 6 pitchers. Otherwise, it's a almost brand new roster. Another 2-2 offering. Called strike on the outside corner to knees. Second strikeout recorded by Lugo. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the second. Brings up Hayden Kreitz, the designated hitter. He'll hit from the left-hand side. A sophomore, 6 foot, 200 pound, out of Paradise, Texas. Takes the first pitch strike on the outside, third knee high. Highlanders have answered the 1 run scored by New Mexico in the top of the second. See if they can take the lead here. A swing and a miss out in front of a changeup. Kreitz behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. In the first game of the year, coach is probably keeping pitchers to no more than 50 pitches in their outing. That one misses down and away. Nothing, 1 ball and 2 strikes. After about 2 weeks, they'll start stretching that pitch count out to about 60. Another 2 weeks, maybe to 75, 80. And once they get about 6 weeks into the season, they'll let them go as long as they can keep them out there. Swing and a miss once again on the changeup. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sergio Lugo after the solo home run by Cooper McEnroe tied the game. Now here's Raymond Corona, the catcher. Corona comes to McLennan from Halton City. He's a freshman. Takes the first pitch above the letters for ball 1. pop this one up. Right side, second baseman battles out in the outfield, backpedaling, finally gets under it and makes the catch for the third out to retire the side. For McLennan in the second, they get one run on one hit, the home run by McEnroe. There was no errors and nobody left on base. We played 2 and our score is New Mexico 1 and McLennan 1.
I mean, just to walk in here and see all these fans supporting us is unreal.
That's all you try to do is go out there and focus and do your job and just keep making one pitch at a time.
We on our way to the top, yeah, yeah, yeah. We on our way to the top, yeah, yeah, yeah. They gotta sit back and watch, yeah.
Top of the order for the New Mexico Thunderbirds here in the third. Jeter battles, followed by Jesus Mejias and then Javier Diaz against Carson Bailey, his third inning of work as the starter. First pitch breaking ball drops into the zone for strike one. That had Battles guessing. Jeter a year ago hit .364 for the Thunderbirds. Takes a fastball outside. He collected 56 hits. 24 of those for extra bases, 17 doubles, 2 triples, and 5 home runs. 1-1. Fastball out. Battles was also one of their top base thieves a year ago with 20. He's already got 1 today against the Highlanders. Hits this one on the ground. Short hops to third baseman, gets by him and the shortstop. Battles is going to try to take advantage of that and get to second base, and does. Got to keep it in front. They call that a 2-base error and call it on the third baseman. Puts the go-ahead run in scoring position. That's where Battles was in the first inning, but his teammates left him stranded there. Here's Jesus Mejia. He was the first strikeout victim for Carson Bailey of his 4 so far. He squares the bunt, pulls back on ball 1. Mejia last year hit .317 for the Thunderbirds. Was in limited action. 26 hits, 5 doubles, no triples, 3 home runs. 1 ball, 1 strike on the New Mexico right fielder. Down low. 2-1. Now the shadows casting a little darkness over the mound area. A swing and a miss. Trying to put that one on Lakeshore Drive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Put him in the book. That is 5 strikeouts now for Carson Bailey. One out, runner at second base. Three-hole hitter Javier Diaz, and I don't know, that may be it for Carson Bailey as the head coach. James Leverton, who was a pitcher himself at Texas Tech, comes out to the mound, and that may be the pitch count on Carson Bailey. A nice outing. Going to leave with the game tied. Coming in for the Highlanders will be Logan Harris. So Bailey goes 2 1/3. So far, he's given up 1 run that is earned on 2 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Leaves with property on the base paths with Battles out at second base. Now Logan Harris takes over on the hill. 6'2", 160-pound sophomore out of Kingwood, Texas. He saw action for the Highlanders last year, one of those returning pitchers who appeared in 19 games and had 19 starts for McLennan a year ago. He was 5-0 with no saves, threw 45 innings. In those 45 innings, he allowed 22 runs, and 20 of those were earned on 38 hits. Walked 21 and struck out 53. Opponents hit 222 off of Harris, who had a 4.00 earned run average a year ago for McLennan. So Carson Bailey reaches his pitch count with an out in the 3rd inning. We'll see how long Logan Harris can go within his pitch count. Again, I think that pitch count is somewhere around 50. I did not ask the coaches as to what they were going to try to keep the pitchers to, but that's kind of the norm. 50 pitches to start the season. Start to stretch them out a little bit after that.
Now on the mound for your Highlanders, number 34, Logan Harris.
Javier Diaz will be the first Thunderbird to face Harris. Diaz only had 1 at bat in our first game. He was hit by a pitch and then brought out of the game. Ground ball to the second baseman under his glove into right field. Battles is around third. He's going to head for the plate, and he'll be there safely. Diaz comes up with a single. It's sneaked under the glove of Bryce Hampton. And plates Jeter Battles with the second run of the game. It's 2-1 New Mexico. Yeah, they do rule that a hit as opposed to an error. So runner at first and 1 out. That run goes on the ledger of Carson Bailey. There goes the runner. And he's going to be safe. He just did keep the foot on the bag. Shortstop Peyton Fergens is saying, I think he was off the bag when I tagged him. That is the 4th stolen base of the game for the Thunderbirds. Another runner in scoring position with 1 out. Pitch hits the batter. Caleb Warren hit by a pitch. Be at first base. Well, that'll close the book on Carson Bailey. He gives up 2 runs, only 1 earned on 2 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Now here's Zach Altamura. Called out on strikes his first time up. Corona steps out to give some defensive signals. Runners at first and second with one out. First pitch slider in for a strike. Harris doesn't necessarily come over the top. Little further down than 3/4. Not quite sidearm though. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count on Zach Altamura. Hunting strikeout number 6 for the Highlander pitching staff. A little zip on that fastball, left it high. Highlander staff will hit, many of them will hit 90 plus. 1-2. Tried to dart that one outside, misses. Again, our schedule tomorrow, first game at 1 o'clock between New Mexico and Iowa Western. Then at 4 o'clock, McLennan takes on Iowa Western. Off speed, that's fouled off first base side. It's going to get out of play. It's baseball season, folks, and we got good weather. Weatherman promises us warm temperatures again tomorrow. Not quite as warm as today. He's saying about 74 tomorrow, mid-70s. 2-2 pitch, swung and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Logan Harris. Strikeout number 6 for Highlander pitching. 2 outs now. And here's Trinidad, who singled, stole second and third, and came in to score on a fielder's choice by Mackay Brewer. Pitch misses inside for ball 1. Takes a pitch for a strike. Trinidad in our first game had a double, tried to stretch it into a triple, but was thrown out by the right fielder at third base. Got some wheels. Grounds this one toward the second base position, but Harris is off the mound, picks it up, underhands it to McEnroe at first base, and that's the final out here in the top of the third. But New Mexico's up with a run. They do it on 1 hit. There was a Highlander error, and there was 2 runners left on base. Head to the bottom of the third, we got a new score. It's New Mexico 2 and McLennan 1.
Now batting number 49, Brandon Dickinson.
They have popped on the lights here at McClinton Field at Moscow River Ballpark as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. McClinton trailing New Mexico 2-1. 8-9-1 in the batting order for McLennan, facing Sergio Lugo. Brandon Dickinson, the left fielder, leads it off for the Highlanders. Takes the first pitch down for ball 1. I noticed a defensive change for the Thunderbirds from what we had from the starting lineup. It looks like Zach Altamira is playing second base and Jeter Battles is out in left field. Over the third baseman into the left field corner. Battles chases it all the way to the wall. Dickinson on his way to second. He will be there with a stand-up double.
Number 2, Bryce Hampton.
Brings up second baseman Bryce Hampton for his first trip to the plate. Comes all the way from Bozeman, Montana. 6 foot, 180-pound freshman. He originally was at Washington State. One of those 14 D1 transfers that James Leverton and crew brought in for this season. Third baseman is creeping in, looking for the bunt. First pitch is above the shoulders for ball 1. Landers trying to move that tying run 90 feet away. He then squares to bunt again. Bunts it out in front of the plate. Pitcher throws to the second baseman, covering the bag at first. Sacrifice is successful for Bryce Hampton. Dickinson moves over to third base. Tying run just 90 feet away for the top of the order, Peyton Fergens. Fergens flew out to the shortstop in shallow left field his first time up. Lefty watches the first pitch up high for ball 1. Mexico got a run in the second. Highlanders got a solo home run from Cooper McEnroe to tie it. Thunderbirds with a run in the third. Now they try to retie the game, if not more. Changeup has him out in front. 1 ball, 1 strike. Most of the infield in the shade except for the second baseman. And the right fielder having to deal with the sun. Takes a pitch that bounces at home plate. Nice job by the catcher, Peyton Pierce, to keep that out front. They appeal to third base whether or not the batter offered at it. He did not. Third baseman Javier Diaz is, now he's backing up. He was inside the bag at third. Now he's backed up behind the bag at third. Now creeping in again. The 2-1. Hitting the air foul down the left side, out of play. Two pitch on its way. Fergens watches strike 3. On the outside corner at the belt. He thought it was outside. That'll be the 4th strikeout for Sergio Lugo. 2 outs now. Brennan Ziegler struck out his first time. He needs to find a gap, bring home the run, tie this thing back up. Takes a pitch at the knees on the inside third for a strike. up the middle into center field for a base knock. The RBI single reties the game. Now 2-2.
Number 44, Brody Cheer.
Now here's Brody Cheer. He almost had it tripled into the right field corner. The first baseman, Brewer, not snagged it. It kept it on the infield and was able to get Cheer out at first base. Big cut there. Comes up empty. No balls, one strike. On Brody Cheer. Good contact guy at the plate. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt and off. 0-2. See what Lugo has in store for him here at 0-2. Whether he goes after him or tries to get him to chase something, throw over to first base to keep Sigler close to the bag. Popped up, left side, it's going to get out of play. Third baseman gave it a look, but ran out of room. I think McLennan from last year had 21 players that transferred to D1 programs. Some of those were freshmen that went to D1 programs after 1 year here. Pitch is away. 1-2. Some ended up at Tarleton. A couple of pitchers ended up at Baylor, I believe. Throw to first base, just back in time is Sigler. Almost got caught napping over there. Runner going, hit back up the middle past the shortstop. Sigler will get to third base on the hit and run. Brody Cheer, the good contact man, comes through with the third hit of the inning for McLennan. Gives them an opportunity maybe to take the lead for the first time, but there are 2 outs. Here's Cooper McEnroe. Made a splash with his debut. Solo home run opposite field over the right field intimidator. There goes the runner from first. A swing and a miss. The throw down is Cheer is said to be out. I don't know if somebody missed a signal or not, but James Leverton is kind of looking at players going, what's the deal here? What? But anyway, Cheer is thrown out. 2-4 for the third out to retire the side. They do get a run. They do it on 3 base hits. There's no New Mexico errors and 1 man left on base. After 3, our score is New Mexico 2 and McLennan 2. Logan Harris back on the hill for his first full inning of work as the first or second pitcher on the mound this evening for the Highlanders. Carson Bailey started the game, went 2 1/3. Gave up a couple runs. One was unearned on 2 hits. He walked 1, struck out 5. Harris has faced 3 batters, given up a single, hit a batter, and got a strikeout. First batter he faces here in the top half of the 4th is Talon Barraza. Fells this one off the end of the bat. Ground ball, foul, third base side. 1 and 2. Excuse me, foul ball. Hits the roof behind home plate. Covering over the stands behind home plate here at McLennan. Playing on an artificial surface. I believe this is the 3rd year now that we've had turf. Nice slider right at the knees on the inside corner for a strike. Second strikeout for Harris. 7 strikeouts. I think that's second strikeout for Harris. 7 strikeouts for McLennan. Here's Mackay Brewer. Rolled into a fielder's choice. It helped score the first run. Can't come up with the contact there. Down the count, no balls, 1 strike. This is inside. Right now the outfielders about the only ones bothered by the setting sun, especially right fielder Brendan Sigler. Brody Cheer is shading his eyes out in center field, trying to pick up the ball off the bat. Nice shot, just the bottom of the zone that Brewer didn't have enough bat to get to. Makes it 1 and 2. Absolutely no breeze. Sun going down. Temperature has fallen to 78 degrees. Pitch misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just a perfect evening for baseball here at McClinton Field at Bosque River Ballpark. Harris with the 2-2. Misses up. Foul tipped into the net. Third strikeout for Logan Harris. 8 strikeouts for Highlander pitching. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, and here's 9-hole hitter Peyton Pierce, the catcher. He was one of 4 strikeout victims for Carson Bailey his first time up. Fouls this one over the first base dugout, out of play. Trying to think, I believe last year was our first year for lights, maybe our second year. It's right in the heart of Main Street, but apparently low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball, first base side, ranging over is the first baseman McEnroe. Over to cover the bag is Harris. PFPs come in handy there. First base to pitcher to end the 4th. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Head to the bottom of 4 with our score. New Mexico 2 and McLennan 2. Bottom half of the fourth inning. 4, 5, and 6 for McLennan. Cooper McEnroe, Tyler Ness, and Hayden Kreitz. Facing the starter, Sergio Lugo, who threw 3 innings, has allowed the Highlanders a couple of runs that are earned on 4 base hits. He has walked nobody and struck out 4. Cooper McEnroe was at the plate when Brody Cheer was thrown out trying to steal second base. He watches the first pitch up high for ball 1. McEnroe homer to right field his first time up. First round tripper of the year for McLennan. Takes a pitch, misses, hits the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off speed, nice breaking ball, clips the corner at the knees. 1 and 2. Another breaking ball. This one breaks outside, misses the strike zone and the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball through the 6 hole. Past the diving third baseman Diaz. McEnroe 2 for 2 in the game. Highlanders for the 3rd inning in a row have their leadoff batter aboard. This time they have the chance to maybe take the lead. Tyler Ness steps up, 0 for 1. Called out on strikes his first time up. Notice a right-hander starting to get loose in the Thunderbird bullpen. Swing and a miss by Ness for strike 1. Throw to first base. Diving back to the bag is McEnroe. Right-hander loosening up for the Thunderbirds is Andrew Hart. As Sergio Lugo gets close to his pitch count. Breaking ball misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Popped over the backstop on the 3rd base side. Takes it to 1 and 2. Now, right now, nobody on the field facing this or fighting the setting sun. Fouled off, pretty good pitch there. Off-speed breaking ball, got just enough of it to keep the at-bat going. We're in the 4th. We're scheduled to play 9. First game was scheduled to play 9, but we only played 7 due to the run rule. 18-8 was the final between New Mexico and Iowa Western. That one's popped out of play over the backstop. Iowa Western was behind 8-1 at one time in that game, then started chipping away. Made it 8-6 by the 4th inning. Then they had an 11-run 6th inning to break it open. Added 2 more in the 7th to get to the 18-8 final. It's going to be fouled. 3rd base side out of play. New set of baseballs for our home plate umpire. One thing you try to avoid in junior college baseball is the big inning. And you never have enough runs in junior college baseball. That's fouled off. New Mexico had that 7-run 3rd inning to jump out front 8-1, but then did nothing after that. Iowa Western got within 2 and then blew it open with that 11-run sixth. 1-2 pitch out in front of the changeup. That's going to be the 4th strikeout. Make that the 5th strikeout for Sergio Lugo. 1 out, 1 on. Here's Aiden Kreitz. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Lefty at the plate. Center fielder is being shaded back toward right some. He was shaded toward left. Now more up the middle of the diamond as the first pitch is down low for ball 1 to Kreitz. And Hayden comes from Paradise, Texas. Catcher by trade. Got him DHing in this one. Takes a pitch for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. McEnroe was at first. He singled to start the inning. First Highlander with a 2-hit game. Off speed, drops out of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. The MCC softball team got their season open last week. They're hosting a tournament this week. 1 2 games earlier today. That's hit well toward left of right field, going back to right fielder at the warning track. He makes the catch. The runner was going halfway and has to retreat. Kreitz put a charge in it, but didn't get enough under it. Flies out to right field for out number 2. That'll leave it up to the catcher, Raymond Corona. Try to give the Highlanders a lead. See if they decide to put McEnroe in motion here. Corona popped out to the second baseman his first time. Fastball's in the heart of the plate, right at the knees for a strike. Ground ball, third base, backhanded behind the bag. His long throw is in time. Nice play at first base by Brewer to step into the foul territory and make the backhand pickup. 5-3 for the out. Ends the Highlander threat in the 4th. They get no runs on a hit, no errors. 1 man left on base through 4. Our score is New Mexico 2 and McLennan 2.
We on our way to the top, yeah, yeah, yeah. We on our way to the top, yeah, yeah, yeah. They gotta sit back and watch, yeah, yeah, yeah. We on our way to the, we on our way to the, yeah. We on our way to the top.
Look, make sure you mention my name with the greats. Whole lot of talk, but it ain't no debate. We light it up like we causing an accident, but it ain't no mistake. Seated at the table, I carry the weight. They want the beef, so we hide the steaks. Bust in the kitchen and fire the chef.
We on our way to the top, yeah, yeah, yeah. We on our way to the
RJ's Bargain Center is your home team for appliances at unbeatable prices. From refrigerators to washers, dryers to stoves, you'll find brand new appliances with huge discounts. And just like your favorite local teams, RJ's is
9-1 to the plate here in the top half of the 5th inning. Let's try that again, Larkin. New Mexico Thunderbirds send 1, 2, and 3 to the plate here in the top half of the 5th inning against Logan Harris. He's gone an inning and 2/3 so far. His first at bat, or first time to see Jeter Battles at the plate, and Battles takes a slider for strike 1. Battles have been on both times, scored once. reached on a single in the first, stole second, was left there. Reached on a two-base error by the third baseman in the third and came around to score. Hits this one up the third base line, but it'll dribble foul. Fastball up and in. Backed him off the plate a little bit. A staring contest between Battles and Logan Harris after that pitch. 1-2. Fastball is up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. All speed, popped him up, gonna get out of play. Two and two the count as the lights start to take effect here at McLennan Field at Bosque River Ballpark. Ground ball, third baseman has it. Ness gets a throw across. Retires Cheater Battles. 5-3 for out number 1 here in the 5th. First time they've kept Battles off the base pass. Now here's Jesus Mejias. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He's glad to see Carson Bailey in the showers. See what try his luck against Logan Harris. First pitch fastballs at the knees on the inside third for strike 1. Highlanders trying to make back-to-back trips to the JUCO World Series. That pitch is in for strike 2. They went 4 straight years back in the 80s, 80, 81, 82, and 83, and finally won it all in 83. Fastball, checked the swing. They appealed and said he did go. That'll be strikeout number 4 for Logan Harris, 9 for Highlander pitching. As New Mexico bats here in the top of the 5th. Javier Diaz, the 3-hole hitter, steps up 1 for 2. Grounded out to the pitcher and also single. Stole a base, left stranded at second. Fouls this one into the screen. Highlanders since COVID have been to the JUCO World Series 4 times in 21, 22, 24, and 25. That's hit well into left field. Left fielder going back, looks up, it's gone. Javier Diaz with the solo home run. Puts New Mexico back out in front, 3-2. In that first game, Diaz only got 1 at bat, got hit by a pitch, and then left the game. But he's come through in this one. He's 2 for 3 now with a single and a solo homer. So here's Callan Warren, 4-hole hitter, designated hitter, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's also been hit by a pitch. Just under the belt on the inside third for a strike from Logan Harris. Highlanders have never had the lead, but they keep matching New Mexico every time they've scored a run. The 0-1 leaves that one down. Mexico got 1 in the second. Highlanders answered in the bottom of the inning. Mexico 1 in the third. Highlanders answered in the bottom. Now 1 here in the 5th for the Thunderbirds. That one's popped up, going to get out of play on the left side. Takes the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. There are 2 outs here in the 5th. Fly ball out to left field. Coming in is Dickinson. Stops and makes the catch for the third out to retire the side. New Mexico gets a run on a hit. No Highlander arrows, nobody left on. At the bottom of 5 with a new score. It's New Mexico 3 and McLennan 2. New pitcher for the Thunderbirds as McLennan comes to bat here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Taking over for the starter, Sergio Lugo, is right-hander Andrew Hart. And that's about all we know about Andrew Hart, is he's right-handed. Looks like he stands in at about 5'11", 6 foot, maybe about 210, but none of that information on their roster. Apparently was a late ad. He is a sophomore. First pitch hacking is the 8-hole hitter, Brandon Dickinson, and he fouls it off. Dickinson doubled to lead off the 3rd and came around to score the Highlanders' 2nd run. He's out of Little Elm, Texas. Takes a pitch away. 5'11", 180, Dickinson. Takes a strike.
Wow. You got it, 4-9. You got it.
1 ball, 2 strike. Breaking ball. That's hit well to left field. Left fielder Jeter Battle going back at the wall. He can't catch it. Steaming into second base with his, well, he's trying for 3rd now as Battle has trouble finding the ball. We're going to give him a triple for that. That was a tough play for Jeter Battles out there in left field, right up against the wall. I think they did put an error up on the board, so we'll have to just do that as well as a 3-base error on the left fielder, which puts the tying run 90 feet away. For Bryce Hampton, who sacrificed his first time up, that parlayed into a run. See if they try the safety squeeze here, not with that pitch. And they go outside and ball 1. Sacrificed Dickinson to 3rd, and then Dickinson scored on the single by Brendan Sigler. That was back in the 3rd inning. That tied the game at 2 apiece. Count runs to 2 balls and no strikes on the 9-hole hitter, Bryce Hampton. All the way from Bozeman, Montana. A friend of mine likes to go skiing somewhere around Bozeman. Foul over the into the screen on the first base side and ricochets back to the ball field. the bottom of the fifth. Highlanders trail 3-2, but the tying run stands at third base with nobody out. Off speed, hit third base side, but also foul. He was up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
There you go, Stu. You got it.
Fly ball, shallow right field. Right fielder Mejia's coming in, gets under it, makes the catch, tag at third. Here's the throw from the outfield. It bounces twice, it's not in time. And the sacrifice fly by Hampton reties the game at 3 apiece.
More about it. Number 5, Hayden Fergans.
What they call a productive out. As the Highlanders take advantage of the 3-base error and tie the game back up at 3 apiece. Now it's the top of the order, trying to give them the lead. Hayden Fergans 0 for 2 with a fly out to the shortstop and called out on strikes. Lefty at the plate, righty on the hill. First pitch is slimed into the left field gap. Battle slips and falls as it gets to it, but it's going to be a line single for Fergans. His first hit as a McLennan Highlander. Now he represents the go-ahead run with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Brennan Ziegler comes up. He singled home a run his last trip to the plate. 1 for 2 in the contest with a strikeout his first trip. Takes a slider up and in for ball 1. Fergans gets his lead from first base. Swinging a pitch down, almost bounced in. Takes the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Highlanders have tried 1 stolen base in the game. That was Brody Cheer, who got thrown out with 2 outs and your cleanup batter at the plate. 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner. Picked a good pitch. Slides in safely under the tag. Fergans has his first stolen base of the year. That was a changeup that he ran on. Gives you a little bit better opportunity to slide in under the tag, which he did. Now with the runner at second base, the catcher Pierce wants to go out and talk to his new pitcher, Andrew Hart, and maybe get him on a new set of signals here. Go ahead, run in scoring position. Ziegler looking for his second RBI of the year. Fouls this one first base side out of play. It's that time of the evening when the ball gets up in the air and sometimes it's hard to find it. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch with the runner going goes all the way to the backstop. I'm not sure exactly what was going on with the pitcher, but he looked like he just lost his grip. I'm going to give him a stolen base despite the wild pitch because he was off with the pitch. So a couple of stolen bases for Fergans. Now the go-ahead run 90 feet away.
Get it, put it in play. You got it.
3 balls, 2 strikes. This is low and away, ball 4. First walk issued by Andrew Hart. I believe that's the first walk issued by any pitcher in this game. Get back, Carson Bailey had 1 walk. That's another thing you have to avoid in junior college baseball as a pitcher is not walking batters. They usually come back to haunt you. So runners at the corners with 1 out, double play in order. Left-hand hitting Brody Cheer at the plate. 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. First, there goes the runner from first. He heads down to second. On the double steal, the Highlanders will take the lead. Throws Sigler out 2-6. But Fergus comes home on the double steal. And the Highlanders have the lead for the first time with 2 runs here in the 5th. Up 4-3. Base is clear for Cheer. Takes a pitch on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. The count on Cheer. Hits this one in the air, out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. I'm sorry, 2 strikes. That was a foul ball, Lark. 0-2. Cheer fails this one off, first base side. Brody was robbed of a triple his first at bat as he hit it just inside the bag at first. And the first baseman, Brewer, made a diving stop of the ball in foul territory and was able to record the out. Cheer keeps the bat alive with a nice swing there on a close pitch. Count stays at no balls, 2 strikes. Off speed, left it out. Cooper McEnroe waits on deck. Popped up. Again, going to get out of play behind the backstop. You come out to McLennan Field at Bosque River Ballpark. When they have the lights on, you'll notice there's lights on each pole that point directly up in the air. That's hit well to left field, but it's going to get foul. Tyler Johnson, the previous head coach, I asked him, why they added those lights. He said, well, when we first got the lights, they told us we weren't going to need those until we realized that there was some pop-ups that got above the lights that people couldn't see. That's fouled off again. So they added those upward pointing lights that help fielders see pop-ups. One ball, 2 strikes on Brody Cheer. Lines this one down the left side. It's going to fall in fair. Cheer on his way to second base with a 2-out double. 2-hit day for Brody Cheer. Second Highlander with a multi-hit game. Now here's Cooper McEnroe. He's the other Highlander with 2 hits. A solo homer in the second. A leadoff single in the fourth. Unfortunately, he was left stranded after that leadoff single. Got a chance to add to the Highlander lead here. The runner in scoring position and 2 outs. Takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Andrew Hart, the second pitcher of the game, took over for the starter Sergio Lugo. Lugo gave up 2 runs that were earned on 5 hits. Walked nobody, struck out 5. Fastball is still in. 2-0 the count on McEnroe. I can understand Hart does not necessarily want McEnroe to get those arms extended. Going to try to stay inside on him. Goes away with that one, but it's off the plate. Being real careful to McEnroe here with first base open and 2 outs. The 3-0. Up and in, ball 4. Almost an intentional walk. Second walk issued by Andrew Hart. Only the second walk given up by New Mexico pitching. Tyler Ness comes up to the plate, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts before he steps up. Head coach James Leverton wants to have a little powwow with him. Trying to probably tell him to stay within himself. Don't need something over the fence. We just need something in a gap. First pitch, he fouls off first base side. Do have more warm-up action in the Thunderbirds bullpen right now. Got a couple of pitchers that are just starting to loosen up. 0-1 pitch, checked the swing. Checked it in time apparently as he missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brody Cheer at second. He's an extra run in the inning. The Highlanders have already plated 2 in the frame. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop will get to it and step on the bag. And that will end the inning. He goes to first to get the double play. 6 unassisted to 3. Tailor-made double play. Highlanders, though, take the lead as they get 2 runs. They do it on 2 base hits and an error that started the inning. And there was 1 runner left on base. We head to the 6th with a new score. It's McLennan 4 and New Mexico 3. Logan Harris back on the hill for the Highlanders. What could be his 3rd complete inning of work after taking over for Carson Bailey with 1 out in the 3rd. He's gone 2 2/3 so far. Faces the second baseman, Zach Altamura, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Altamura from Adelaide, Australia. Takes a pitch up and in, a little chin music there as he ducking out of the way. Look at these JUCO rosters, and you see players from all over this continent and others. Swing and a miss. Makes it 1 and 2. Thunderbirds have players from Venezuela, Mexico, Panama, Australia, France. 1-2. Swung and miss for strike 3. Good start to the 6th inning for Logan Harris. Picks up his 5th strikeout and 10th strikeout for McLennan pitching in the game. Now here's Roman Trinidad. He has singled and scored out of his 2 trips to the plate. Foul tipped into the mitt for strike 1. Highlander rosters mostly United States. Got 1 player from Puerto Rico. Pitch misses out, but folks from Wisconsin, California, Georgia, Montana, Tennessee, Ohio, Illinois, Arkansas. Gives a new meaning to community college. On the inside corner for a strike. Pretty pitch from Logan Harris there. Lost his hat in the process. Lights have totally taken effect now here at Bosque River Ballpark. Friday afternoon twilight. This is up high, goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the 6th. The Highlanders grab the lead finally with 2 runs in the 5th, up 4-3. They've out-hit the Thunderbirds 7-4. Popped up foul over the third base dugout, out of play. Got 2 games here tomorrow. Come on out and watch some baseball. Starting at 1 o'clock with New Mexico and Iowa Western. Ground ball through the 4-hole into right field. Trinidad has his 2nd hit of the game.
Oh, that is a good Thunderbirds.
Just hit number 3 off of Logan Harris. 5th hit of the game for New Mexico. Puts the tying run aboard with 1 out for the shortstop, Talon Barraza. Barraza been on board by way of a walk and also struck out. Hits this one deep toward the gap in left center field. No one can get to it. One hops the wall. The runner from first is around third. He's headed for home. Going to be an RBI double for Talon Barraza that reties this game at 4 apiece. Well, that one found the gap between Cheer and Dickinson and in center and left. Here comes the head coach, James Leverton, and that's going to be it for Logan Harris. So Harris goes 3 complete innings. He went 2/3 in the 3rd and 1/3 here in the 6th. 3 complete innings. He's going to give up a couple of runs and still has property on the base pass. Those runs so far are earned. It's a nice hand from the Highlander faithful here. He didn't walk anybody. He did hit one batter, but he also picked up 5 strikeouts. Nice outing for Logan Harris. As long as Barraza doesn't score, he won't be a pitcher of record. So he leaves with the game tied. Now the Highlanders go to their 3rd arm of the game. And they call on Stevie Doty, a right-hander out of Kettering, Ohio, 6 foot, 200-pound sophomore. He's one of those returning pitchers from a year ago. Came out of the bullpen many times last year for the Highlanders. Check his numbers from a year ago. Appeared in 17 games, had 1 win, 1 loss, no saves. Through 20 innings, gave up 23 runs and 20 were earned in those 20 innings off of 29 hits. He walked 10, struck out 23. Opponents hit 330 off of Doty, who had an earned run average of 9.00 in his freshman season here at McLennan. Comes in a tie ball game with 1 out here in the 6th. And the go-ahead run at second base in Talon Barraza, who remains property of Logan Harris.
Now pitching for the Highlanders, number 77, Stevie Doty.
Mackay Brewer will be the first Thunderbird to face Doty. Lefty at the plate, righty on the hill, 1 out. First pitch fastball right at the bottom of the zone at the knees for strike 1. But he looks like he picked up a little extra giddy up on his fastball from last season. Off speed, misses outside. Corona has to chase that one down. Good job of doing so. Keeps the runner at second base. 1-1. Nice breaking ball. Breaks over the outside corner. Kind of asked the home plate umpire, did that really hit the plate? And he said, yes, sir. One-two pitch. That's popped into the screen. Third base side. Stays at 1-2. Highlanders are coaching staff's pretty confident in their pitching staff this year. That's hit well to center field, but right at Brody Cheer. He gives ground on it. Now finally makes the catch. A runner tagging at second will end up at third. But that's it. Cheer all the way to the wall to make the catch. Brewer gives it a ride, but all the way to the glove of Brody Cheer in center field for out number 2. Go ahead run 90 feet away for the 9-hole hitter, Peyton Pierce. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to first. Slider stays upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. First game tomorrow here at McLennan Field at Bosque River Ballpark gets underway at 1 o'clock between New Mexico and Iowa Western. That slider is under the letters on the outside third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Highlanders will then play Iowa Western in the second game that's scheduled to get underway at 4 o'clock. 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. Corona corrals that one and keeps it from going to the backstop. And now the Highlanders just a strike away from keeping the score tied. Just 1 game scheduled on Sunday. That's the 1 o'clock game between McLennan and Iowa Western. Everything should clear out of here in time for you to get home for the Super Bowl. That pitch, slider misses outside. Corona again able to keep that going to the backstop. Again, we have the retirement ceremony, a couple of jerseys for former Highlanders at 12:30 tomorrow before that game between the Highlanders and Reavers. Come out early and enjoy the festivities. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the pitch. Is outside with the slider. There's full at 3-2. Numbers for Greg Dennis and Dave Van Horn being retired on Sunday. The 3-2 pitch is fouled off. They already got one of the numbers up on the wall out in the outfield. They got both of them up. 3-2. Again, fouled off. The thing about retiring numbers here at McLennan, some of those numbers have been reissued. So we've retired now 2 18s. Now we're going to also retire number 24 for Greg Dennis. Dave Van Horn wore number 8. Other number 8 was Pat Lestache. He was named American League Rookie of the Year when he made it to the bigs. Popped up. This is going to get foul and out of play down the left side. I don't think the left fielder will have a chance to get to it. So right now, after Sunday, there'll be 5 players who've had their jersey retired here, along with Dennison, Van Horn, and Lestache. You got Craig McMurtry, and then, of course, Jay Buhner. Made a name for himself with the Seattle Mariners. Doty stares into the sign. Another 3-2 pitch. This is low for ball 4. That's a nice at bat by Peyton Pierce. There's a cheer from his bench on the first base side. He fouled off pitch after pitch after pitch. and gets the Thunderbirds back to the top of the order, and Jeter battles with the go-ahead run at third base and 2 outs. Battles has been on 2 out of the 3 times he's come to the plate. Singled in the first, reached on an error and scored in the third, and then grounded out the third base his last time up. Takes a slider away for ball 1. Doty's got a real good moving slider. Just needs to find the right starting spot to catch the outside corner. The 1-0. That slides outside. Ronald doing his best to keep it from going to the backstop, getting in behind the left-handed batter's box. Jesus Mejia's his own deck. He has struck out 3 times in the game. Wonder if they're being careful to battles here. Not with that pitch. They came in with a changeup on the inside corner, and he took it for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Doty checks his runner at first. 2-1. Another slider, and that one hits the outside corner at the belt. That's a pretty pitch from Stevie Doty. Now a strike away from quelling this rally, and it's tied the game at 4 apiece here in the top half of the 6th inning. The 2-2 pitch with the runner going is high, no throw down. They'll let him have it. I think that is the 4th stolen base in the game for the Thunderbirds. Now 2 are in scoring position, but a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes on the sophomore. Jeter battles. Payoff pitch, popped up. I think he took a little off of that one. Trying to catch Battles off guard. Runner at third is Barraza. Popped up on a slow curveball. Stays at 3-2. Thunderbirds have made Stevie Doty work in this inning. It's just the 3rd batter that he's faced since taking over for Logan Harris. I bet his pitch count is up to 20 in the frame. Another 3-2 pitch. Fastball is poked out toward right field. Coming on strong is the right fielder, Sigler. He makes the catch for the 3rd out to retire the side. For New Mexico in the 6th, they tied. They get a run on 2 hits. No Highlander errors, and there was 2 runners left on base. Head to the bottom of the 6th, another new score. It is now New Mexico 4 and McLennan 4. New pitcher for New Mexico as McLennan comes to bat in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. third pitcher of the game for the Thunderbirds is Percy Felix. He's out of the Bronx in New York, 6'1", 195, a freshman. Takes over for Andrew Hart, who went just an inning, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned on 2 hits. First batter for the Highlanders is Hayden Kreitz, and he takes the first pitch strike. Kreitz 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to right. Another strike, this one on the belt, on the inside corner. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Felix comes in blowing smoke, picks up the 6th strikeout of the game for the Thunderbird pitching staff, his first, of course. Now here's the Highlander catcher, Raymond Corona. He's 0 for 2, put the ball in play both times. Pop up to the second baseman and a ground out to third. Takes the first pitch up high for ball 1. This is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Corona, a freshman out of Haltom City, up in the Metro Mess. Swings at a breaking ball that breaks under his bat. Goes 2-1. Behind the fastball there. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I remember correctly, New Mexico was here a year ago, early in the season. Can't remember McLennan ever returning the trip. 2-2 pitch, fouled off. Pretty tight ball games between the Thunderbirds and Highlanders in the past. I can remember some out in San Angelo during the Region 5 tournament, the year that New Mexico won that tournament. The 2-2 bounces in, kind of overthrew the curveball, kind of tipped it by the way he delivered it, lost his hat. Takes the count full with 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's driven toward the gap in left center field. The left fielder battles, can't get to it. It's 1 hops the wall. And racing into second base with a 1-out double. His first hit of the year is Corona. Fourth extra base hit out of 8 for the Highlanders in the game. Go ahead run in scoring position in a 4-4 contest for 8-hole hitter Brandon Dickinson, who's reached base both times and scored both times. Doubled and scored in the 3rd, reached on a 3-base error in the 5th and scored. Went after the high heat, no connection. Acted like that's what he was looking for. cooling off very quickly here at Bosque River Ballpark, down to 71 degrees after an afternoon high of 82. One. That's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tell you this, Felix will use every second of the pitch count. Or the pitch clock, maybe I could call it that. Still upstairs with the fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike. I got a feeling Dickinson may be taking it, then he gets another strike. I definitely wouldn't look for a fastball here. I'd look for something off speed. See what Dickinson has in his mind at the plate. Pitch clock down to 3. That's away. 3 balls and a strike. He got the pitch clock all the way down to 1 before he started his motion home. So. This low and inside, ball 4. So Dickinson works the walk, put 2 on. It's the 3rd walk issued by Thunderbird pitching. Now Bryce Hampton comes up to the plate. Doesn't have an official trip yet, but he has worked into the scoring. A sacrifice bunt back into the 3rd. Put the Highlanders' 2nd run at 3rd base, which came in to score later in the frame. And then in the 5th, after a 3-base error, he sent a fly ball to right field for an RBI sacrifice fly. He's had productive outs. That pitch gets past the catcher, and he can't seem to find it. His umpire says it's strike 1, I believe. But the pass ball will move both runners up. No balls and 1 strike is the count. Corona at 3rd, Dickinson at 2nd. The infield is drawn in, trying to cut off the run with 1 out. Pitch is fouled to the screen. 0-2 on the 9-hole hitter, Bryce Hampton.
Here you go, Big 2. You got this.
He's trying to poke something through into the outfield to bring home the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 6th. That's up and in. Pierce doing all he can to stay on his feet after he caught that one, which up and in on the batter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Felix got some good giddy up on that fastball, but not sure he always knows where it's going. Well, 1-2. Breaking ball's out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Felix, the 3rd pitcher of the game for New Mexico.
Here you go, 2. You got this.
Sergio Lugo gave up a couple of runs in his 4 innings of work. Andrew Hart gave up 2 runs in his 1 inning of work. The 2-2 pitch. It's up high. First base is open. But do you want to walk the 9-hole hitter and load up the bases for the top of the batting order? I don't think so.
You got it.
From the windup. The payoff pitch. Up high, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. Loads them up for the Highlanders. Top of the order at the plate, Peyton Fergans. Catcher Pierce goes out to talk to his pitcher. There's nobody warming up in the Thunderbird bullpen right now. coach Mike Robbins. Let Felix figure it out. Again, a freshman, 6'1", 195 out of Brooklyn, New York. The third pitcher on the hill for New Mexico in this game. Fergan steps in, 1 for 3. Singleton scored his last trip to the plate. Lefty at the plate, righty on the hill. Sacks full of Highlanders with 1 out. First pitch fastball is in for a strike at the knees. Chance for McLennan to maybe break this one open. Fergans can get something into a gap or down the line. Pops it foul. Left side out of play. Last year, the Highlanders went to the JUCO World Series and lost out in the semifinals to Walters State, which then lost to Salt Lake. Popped up out into shallow left field. Third shortstop goes out. Infield fly rule in effect. Fergans pops out to the shortstop for the second out. But that team that made it there, long gone. Made their way to D1 schools for the most part. And now with a new coach, the Highlanders have totally retooled. So here's right fielder Brennan Sigler. He's 1 for 2. A single, a strikeout, and a walk. His single brought home a run. First pitch is above the shoulders. Back in the second inning after the leadoff double by Dickinson and a sacrifice. Sigler came through with the RBI single to tie the game up at 2 apiece back there in the third inning. Now we're tied at 4 apiece, and we're in the bottom of the 6th. 1-0. Breaking ball, he's out in front of. 1 ball, 1 strike. After 1 out, Corona doubled. Then back-to-back walks to Dickinson and Hampton. Have put him, they loaded him up. Fergans popped up on the infield fly rule for 2 outs. Need a clutch hit from Sigler here. That's right at the knees and in the heart of the plate for strike 2. Good pitch. Now Felix is strike away from getting out of this self-made jam here. Looks into the dugout. See what the pitching coach wants him to throw. Swung and missed with a fastball. Felix loads him up and then gets him out for the Highlanders in the 6th. No runs on 1 hit. There's no errors and 3, count them, 3 runners left on base. We've completed 6 innings here at Bosque River Ballpark, and our score is New Mexico 4 and McLennan 4.
love me, I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom, I'm sorry. 50 dubs, I ain't got it, turn it on me. 81, to bring the crushes to the party. Hating on me. Turn the 02 into the 03.
Your line score through 6 innings of play for the visitors to New Mexico. They have 4 runs on 6 hits. They've committed 1 error and left 6 runners on base. For the home team on the scoreboard, the McLennan Highlanders, they got 4 runs on 8 hits. They've committed 1 error and they've left 6 runners on base. Top half of the 7th, Stevie Doty on the mound. After taking over for Logan Harris, he faces 2, 3, and 4 in the Thunderbird batting order. First pitch into Jesus Mejias is strike 1. Doty faced 3 batters in the 6th. Got 2 flyouts and a walk. Got him out of the inning. Slider misses upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mejias has the gold sombrero. He has struck out 3 times. Doty's going to try to make it 4 here if he can. 1-1. That's it on the ground. Past the diving third baseman. Mejias gets on for the first time in the contest. The Thunderbirds have a leadoff base runner here in the 7th. Now here's the 3-hole hitter, Javier Diaz. 2 for 3. His last at bat was a solo home run. Had a single back in the 3rd inning that also brought home a run. So he's got 2 RBI in the game. Squared as if to bunt, pulls back on the slider low and away for ball 1. Outfield playing Diaz fairly straight away. Left fielder, though, Dickinson is shaded towards center. He's well off the line. Popped up behind home plate, gets out of play. One ball, 1 strike. Throw to first base, but diving back to the bag is Mejias. Slow curveball is fouled off third base side. Doty on top of the count at 1-2. Fastball, did he go is the question. Appeal to first base, ask him. He said he didn't. Huh. He was just backing up his partner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Usually when your partner asks immediately, you'll give him what you think. If he has to be begged to appeal first base, usually the first base umpire will agree with whatever he called. 2-2. That's low and away. Goes full at 3-2. Doty has not been in there, but for what? 4 batters, but his pitch count is pretty high. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Pulled the string on him. Picked up his first strikeout. That's strikeout number 11 for Highlander pitching in the game. 5 each for Carson Bailey and Logan Harris. And that's going to be it for Stevie Doty. As once again, James Leverton out of the dugout to make the pitching change. So Doty's going to go 1 full inning. He's given up no runs, but he has property on the base paths in Mejias at first base. He's managed just 1 hit off of it. He walked 1 and struck out 1. So So now we got the fourth pitcher of the game on the hill now for the Highlanders. Taking over on the hill is 6'6", 220-pound freshman Jordan Stribling. He's out of Dallas, a freshman. At least I say that. He's listed on the roster as a right-handed pitcher. I see a lefty out there, so I'm going to double check and make sure I got the right guy out there. Number 39, but I believe it's actually on the roster 29, Everett Bird. They also list him as a right-hander. Well, let's go back to the drawing board here. Early in the season, these rosters and numbers are sometimes jumbled up. Hard to know who's who. Or maybe just somebody listed the pitcher as the wrong hand.
Now pitching for the Highlanders, number 39, Jordan Stribling.
All right, we were right the first time. It's Jordan Stribling, the 6'6", 220-pound freshman out of Dallas. Got him listed as a right-hander, but he's a lefty. Maybe he's ambidextrous, just pitching lefty against the left hand. First pitch hacking ball's hit to the shortstop, goes to second for one. The relay throw to first is low and not able to scoop it up. Almost got the double play. It's the fielder's choice that sends Kellen Warren to first base and erases Mejias 6-4 for the second out. Now here's Zach Altamura. Nice hook. Drops in for strike one. Another hook. Over the top with the swing. 0-2. Dribbling the fourth pitcher of the evening for McLennan. Carson Bailey started, went 2 1/3. Logan Harris 3 innings. An inning for Stevie Doty, and now Stribling. That's hit in the air and deep to right center field, but coming on is the center fielder and the right fielder. Neither one can get to it. Brody Cheer gets it on a bounce and gets it back into the playing field. It's a long single, but with 2 outs. The runner from first was able to get to third. Thought that was up there in the air long enough for somebody to get to, but it landed right in between the two. First hit given up by Stribling. Scoreboard says they have 8 hits. I believe that's probably true. 2 outs, runners at the corners for Trinidad. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a couple of runs scored. A lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch is dribbled up the first baseline. Corona gets out from behind home plate, makes a perfect throw to McEnroe at first base to end the inning. In the 7th, New Mexico gets no runs. They do it on 2 base hits. No Highlander errors, and there was 2 runners left on base. It is stretch time at Bosque River Ballpark with our score, New Mexico 4 and McLennan 4.
Now batting, number 44, Brody Cheer.
Bottom of the 7th, Brody Cheer leads it off. 3, 4, and 5 for the Highlanders. In a game all knotted up at 4 apiece. Hits are even at 8 each. Cheer, 2 for 3. Led off the game with a shot down the first baseline that the first baseman robbed him of a potential triple. Then he singled and has doubled. Facing Hersey Felix, the 3rd pitcher for the Thunderbirds, and he swatted a pitch up around the shoulders and comes up empty. No balls and 1 strike. Felix in his 2nd inning of work as the 3rd pitcher of the game for the Thunderbirds. Nobody working in the bullpen just yet for head coach Mike Robbins. Breaking ball hit on a couple of hops to the first baseman. Ty Brewer steps on the bag for out number 1. Now here's Cooper McEnroe. He started the Highlanders scoring with a home run back in the 2nd. He's also singled in the 4th and walked, so he's 2 for 2 in his Highlander debut with an RBI and a run scored. Fastball, umpire kind of balks on that one and calls it ball 1. Thought he was about to call it strike 1. Been there, done that. Ken Felix will use that pitch clock. Down to 5 as he delivers. Fastball that's upstairs. 2-0. So far he's walked 2 and struck out 2 and given up a double. Since coming in relief of Andrew Hart, who only threw an inning. The 2-0. Slider on the inside corner above the knees for a strike. Sergio Lugo started it for the Thunderbirds. He went 4 innings. Highlanders got 5 hits off of him, scored 2 runs. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 5. The 2-1. Another breaking ball at the belt for a strike on the outside 3rd. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cooper McEnroe. Fastball's up high. McEnroe, a freshman, 6'2", 210. He's from Spring, Texas. First base coach didn't have a helmet on. Had to trade out his hat for a hard hat. 3 balls and 2 strikes on McEnroe. Felix stares into his catcher. Overthrows the pitch and drops in the dirt, swung on. He has to throw down to first base to complete the strikeout.
Now batting number 7,
First time
Tyler
they've
Ness.
got McEnroe out today. 3rd strikeout for Felix. 8 strikeouts now for New Mexico pitching. Brings up Tyler Ness with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Ness is 0 for 3. Rolled into a fielder's choice his last time up, which ended an inning. He's also struck out twice. Fouls this one straight back for strike 1. Sixteen Region 5 championships for the Highlanders over the years. That one bounces in. 1 ball, 1 strike. There was a time in the early part of Highlander baseball when Texas only sent 1 representative from the state. Since then, they've broken up the state of Texas into 2 different regions, Region 14 and Region 5. That one's popped out of play. But there was a time period there when the Highlanders had trouble getting out of the state because they had to play San Jacinto, which is a team that's been to the JUCO World Series like 27 times now. A lot of that under longtime head coach. Ground ball, shortstop grabs it from the back of the infield as though across his past the first baseman. But Ness will stop at first base with an infield single. Wayne Graham was the head coach at San Jacinto for years. He and the Highlanders, coached by Rick Butler, butted heads several times trying to get to the JUCO World Series. Back in the early 80s and the mid 80s. Highlanders trying to get a 2-out rally going here. Hunter Kreitz is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a fly out to right. Felix working from the stretch. Gets a breaking ball in for a strike. Highlanders have managed 2 hits off of Felix since he's come into the game. They'll have 9 hits on the board, out hitting the Thunderbirds by 1. Decent lead for Ness at first base. Pitch bounces off a home plate. It's knocked back out front by the catcher, Pierce. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody's been able to get more than a 1-run lead in this one. Fastball just above the belt, swung on a missed. 1-2. Both teams got a run in the 2nd and 3rd inning. It was 2-2 after 3. Mexico took a 3-2 lead in the top of the 5th, but the Highlanders got 2 in the bottom of the inning to take a 4-3 lead, but then New Mexico tied it back up with 1 in the 6th. 1-2 pitch. That's below the zone. That'll put Deuces wild. Think of as I was a pitcher and my hat fell off my head that often when I threw the ball, I'd find either some hairpins or get me a haircut so I can keep that hat on my head. Wasting all my energy picking up my hat. The 2-2. Inside. Had to jackknife the belt buckle out of the way of that one. Three balls, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire just made a signal to his partners that I don't recognize. I guess he's just reminding them it's a 3-2 situation. Runner not being held on at first. He's off. A swing and a miss. Fourth strikeout for Felix. It ends the Highlanders' seventh. They get no runs on a hit, no errors. They leave a runner on base. After 7, our score is New Mexico 4 and McLennan 4.
Now batting number 4, Talon Barraza.
Bottom third of the batting order for the New Mexico Thunderbirds here in the top half of the 8th inning. Talon Barraza, Mackay Brewer, and Peyton Pierce to face Jordan Stribling, the 4th pitcher of the game. For McLennan, he faced 3 batters in the 7th in relief of Stevie Doty. First pitch is lined into right field, and it'll sink in for a base hit in front of Sigler. Barraza collects his 2nd hit of the game. And the 9th hit on the board for the Thunderbirds. And before Brewer comes to the plate, his head coach Mike Robbins wants to have a powwow. Brewer batting in the 8th spot. Brought home a run with a fielder's choice in the 2nd. He struck out in the 4th. A fly out to center field in the 6th. First pitch goes all the way to the backstop. And the wild pitch will let Barraza, the go-ahead run, move down to second base. Brewer is still looking for his first hit in today's 2 games for the Thunderbirds. Watches a pitch outside. The first game, he was on base 3 times and struck out. Those 3 times he got on was on 2 walks and a hit batter. He's basically 0 for 4 on the day. Taps this one foul up the third base side. 2 balls and 1 strike. New Mexico with a chance to once again grab a lead. This is low and away.
Here we go, 3-9. You got it.
Shortstop Fergens is edged over toward the bag at second, keeping the runner close with the lefty at the plate. Slow curveball drops in for a strike. Goes to 3-2. You had Brewer off balance there at the plate there. Payoff. Right back up the middle. Second baseman gets to it. His throw to first base is not scooped up. A little low. We're going to call the error on the second baseman for the low throw. Even though it was a tough throw. You got runners at the corners with nobody out here in the 8th. And the 9-hole hitter at the plate.
Batting number 8, Hayden Pierce.
Now James Leverton, the head coach for the Highlanders, is headed out to the mound. I don't know. Yep, this is going to be pitching change. Didn't know if this is going to be a pitching change or a powwow, but he made the motion for the right-hander in the pen. So Stribling is only going to go 2/3 of an inning. In that 2/3, so far he's given up no runs, but he has property on the base pass. That's off of 2 base hits. He did not walk anybody, did not strike out anybody. Getting late in the contest. Runs are at a premium now. So the new pitcher for the Highlanders is going to be Griffin Lewis. He's a sophomore out of Flower Mound, 5'10", 180. He's one of the returning pitchers from last year's Highlanders ball club. Made 16 appearances a year ago. 5 of those were starts. He went 5-0 in 33 1/3 innings. He allowed 23 runs, 21 were earned on 31 hits. He walked 11 and struck out 30. Opponents hit 235 off of Lewis last year, but he had an earned run average of 5.67. So Griffin Lewis now the 5th pitcher of the game for McLennan. Again, Carson Bailey started it. Went 2 1/3. He gave up a couple of runs. That one was unearned on 2 hits. Logan Harris went 3 innings. He gave up a couple of runs that were earned on 4 hits. Stevie Doty went an inning.
Highlanders, number 33, Griffin Lewis.
He gave up no runs on a hit. Jordan Stripling goes 2/3 of an inning. He's given up a couple of hits and has property on the base paths with nobody out. Barraza at 3rd and Brewer at 1st. See what Mike Robbins wants to do here. If he's going to safety squeeze, hit and run, double steal. The Highlander infield is playing back. This late in the game, they're going to give up the run for 2 outs. And the first pitch from Lewis is swung on and missed. Swatted at something over his head. Lewis works from the stretch. Breaking balls again swung over the top. 0-2 the count on Peyton Pierce. He bats in the 9th spot in the order for Mike Robbins and the Thunderbirds. Lewis trying to work the Highlanders out of a jam here. Go ahead and run just 90 feet away in the top of the 8th. Nice job by Corona, the catcher, to flag that one down. It was destined for the backstop. Could have brought home the go-ahead run. Here's warm-up action in the Thunderbirds bullpen right now. Right-hander getting loose. Lewis ready with his 1-2. Breaking ball. Checked the swing. Didn't check it in time. Griffin Lewis picks up his first strikeout. That is 12 strikeouts for McLennan pitching. Back to the top of the order. And Jeter battles. Double play in order on the infield. It'll get you out of the jam, but you better hurry on it because Jeter battles can get to first base in a hurry. 1 for 4 officially, but has been on twice and scored once, and he squares the bunt, pulls back. And the pitch is outside for ball 1. That's on the outside corner.
Here we go, 3-3.
Nice breaking ball. Strike two. Battles can just smile at that one. Well, Griffin Lewis in to put out the fire, and right now he's got the fire extinguisher out. 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Now batting number 2.
For Griffin Lewis. Now here's Jesus Mejias. Singled his last time. That stopped a string of 3 consecutive strikeouts. Pitch is outside. Corona corrals it for ball 1. Mejias is 1 for 4 on this one, but he's 3 for 7 on the day. In that first game against Iowa Western, he had a double and a single and 3 RBI. 1-0. Slow curveball, catches the top of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now if they put skull and crossbones, gold stars, or whatever on hats like they do on football helmets, if Griffin gets out of this, he deserves one of those. Got the bottom of the zone for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. After a single and an error, put runners at the corners. Griffin Lewis trying to quell the rally. Dribbler up the third baseline. Third baseman charges, throws. It's not fielded at first base by McEnroe, and the go-ahead run comes in. Mejias does what you want him to do. He put it in play. I'm not so sure that that's not an infield single.
Now batting number 3, Javier Diaz.
Yeah, we put up error or whatever on the board. I'm going to give him an infield single and an RBI for now.
Hey, you're doing great, 3-3. Doing great.
That run goes on the ledger of Stribling. Brewer stops at second base. And the 3-hole hitter, Javier Diaz at the plate. Watches ball 1. Just a slow roller up the third baseline that Ness was able to field, but his throw was low, and McEnroe couldn't dig it out. There's a fastball on the inside third for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. They put a third error up on the board for McLennan. That would be 2 in this inning, so that is an error. Low throw, I'm going to give it to the third baseman. A couple of errors in the frame. Allow the unearned run to give New Mexico a 5-4 lead. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on here in the 8th. Both teams so far have avoided the big inning for their pitchers. 2-2 pitch. That's fouled off. Got out in front of the changeup. Brewers at second. Mejias at first. Griffin checks second. His 2-2 pitch just misses inside. Count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That'll give the runners a head start on the base pass. has 2 for 4 in the game. Off speed, slap foul outside the bag at third. He was pumped up for that one. He had to come back to the mound in the first, singled home a run in the third, had a solo homer in the fifth, and struck out his last time at the plate.
You got a 3-3?
Javier Diaz trying to get it more than a 1-run lead for his ball club. Another 3-2 pitch. This is down low, all 4. First walk given up by Griffin Lewis, just the third walk issued by McLennan pitching. Now, Peter Stark, the pitching coach, heads out to the mound. This will just be a conference here, as the Thunderbirds have the bases loaded and 2 outs. Stark was brought in as the pitching coach here in McLennan when James Leverton left the program as the pitching coach to take over as the pitching coach at Baylor.
Now batting number 33, Callan Warren.
Leverton then, actually he left to go to Arkansas, not the University of Arkansas. I believe it was Arkansas Little Rock is where James Leverton went first, then he ended up at Baylor. Spent a year at Blinn and helped Blinn get to the JUCO World Series, and now he's the head coach here at McLennan. First pitch to Callan Warren is a strike. Warren is 0 for 3 officially. Last time up, he rolled into a fielder's choice. This is down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Struck out in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, flied out to left in the fifth, and then rolled into a fielder's choice in the seventh. That hit him, got him on the shoe. And now, for the first time in the game, New Mexico has a 2-run advantage. Second batter to be hit by McLennan pitching in the game. With the bases loaded, that brings home Brewer with the second run of the inning. Zach Altamura at the plate, singled his last time. Before that, 3 strikeouts. 0-1. Over the dirt. Corona digs it out. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 errors in the inning. 2 unearned runs has allowed New Mexico to take a 6-4 lead here in the top half of the 8th. Fastball's fouled back. Once again, Griffin Lewis just a strike away from getting out of the inning. But New Mexico has been fighting at the plate. 1-2.
Oh, yeah!
Call strike 3. Third strikeout for Lewis. He ends up striking out the sides that's entering the game, but he gave up a couple of runs that were unearned that were put on the base pass by Jordan Stribling. For New Mexico in the 8th, they get 2 runs. They do it on just 1 base hit. There was 2 Highlander errors, and there was 3 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the 8th, and we've got a new score. It's New Mexico 6 and McLennan 4.
batting number 38, Raymond Corona.
Bottom third of the batting order for McLennan here in the bottom of the 8th, trailing by 2 runs. Raymond Corona, Brandon Dickinson, and Bryce Hampton trying to become base runners for the top of the order against Hersey Felix, who's starting his 3rd inning of work as the 3rd pitcher for the Thunderbirds in this contest. His first pitch slider misses upstairs for ball 1. Hersey's done a good job through his first 2 innings, giving up no runs on just a couple of hits while striking out 4 and walking a couple. The 1-0. Fastball is out. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Come on, make them come to you. Let's go.
2-run advantage, the largest for either team so far in this game. Third time that New Mexico has grabbed the lead. Highlanders have had it once. Corona ahead in the count at 3 balls and no strikes. Got to believe he's taking here. Up and in, 4 straight pitches. And the Highlanders bring the tying run to the plate.
Number 49, Brandon Dickinson.
Here's Brandon Dickinson. He's been on all 3 times in the 8th spot in the order. Doubled and scored in the 3rd. Reached on a 3-base error in the 5th. And then walked in the 6th, but got stranded at second base. And is that it for Hersey? I believe so. I see someone headed in from the bullpen as Mike Robbins heads out to the mound. That's going to be it for Felix Hersey. He's going to go 2 innings plus a batter. So far given up no runs, but has property on the base pass. Gave the Highlanders just 2 hits while walking 2 and striking out 4. So the 4th pitcher of the game for the Thunderbirds will be Paul Medina. Medina is a sophomore. He's out of the Dominican Republic. See if there was any numbers from him a year ago. I don't find any on their scorecard from a year ago. Last year the Thunderbirds went 40-20 on the year. Finished 27-9 in the Western Conference of Region 5. Lost out in the region tournament in Odessa. That the Highlanders won, beating the host from Odessa in the championship game to advance to the JUCO World Series for the 2nd year in a row, 4th time in the 2020s. Highlanders need a couple of runs here. 3 would be wonderful. Where they go to the top of the 9th, just needing 3 outs to get the win. Right now you need the pair just to keep the game going.
Go for it, Hunter.
So here's the 8-hole hitter, Brandon Dickinson. Face the 4th pitcher of the game for New Mexico. Bet he's sitting on first pitch fastball. That's what he got. It's on the inside corner at the belt for strike 1. Wasn't out over the plate where he wanted it. into the screen behind home plate. 0-2 on Dickinson. Dickinson, a sophomore out of Little Elm, Texas. Pitch bounces past the catcher. A wild pitch is going to allow Corona to move down to second base. There's one in scoring position with no outs. Count of 1-2 on Dickinson. Bryce Hampton waits on deck. Fastball away. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The dimensions here at McLennan Field. 325 down the lines, 375 to the power alleys, and 398 to center field. The 2-2 swung over and missed. First strikeout for Medina. 10 strikeouts now for New Mexico pitching. I believe that's going to get us a pinch hitter in the 9 spot for Hampton. And now the dugout with a bat in his hand is Samuel Jenkins, number 3. Jenkins going to get his first at-bat. 6'2" freshman, 210 pounds out of Dallas. An opportunity here to come through in the clutch. Bottom of the 8th, runner at second with 1 out, trailing by 2. Pitch is inside for ball 1. Jenkins transferred into McLennan from Baylor. Played for Mitch Thompson at Baylor a year ago, or at least on the roster. Not sure how much playing time he got. Could be the reason why he transferred from a D1 to a junior college. They had in the count, 2 balls and no strikes.
Got a big green.
Swung at a good pitch, just a little out front, changeup. Ground ball, the pitcher has it. Will underhand it to his first baseman for out number 2. Hit it hard, but right back to the pitcher. Medina fields his position and records a second out. The runner does move to third base on the play. Back to the top of the order. And Peyton Fergans. Fergans 1 for 4 in that leadoff spot. Popped out to the shortstop in the first. Called out on strikes in the third. He singled in the 5th and then stole second, third, and home on the double steal to get home, and then flew out to the shortstop in the 6th. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Fields his position. Underhands to first base. Great job by Paul Medina on the mound. When the Highlanders hit him a couple of hard shots, he's able to come up with them and retire the Highlanders in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 9th with our score. New Mexico 6 and McLennan 4.
Now pitching for the Highlanders, number 50, Cam Johnson.
Go, kid.
New pitcher for McLennan as New Mexico comes to bat here in the top half of the ninth. Sixth pitcher of the game for the Highlanders is 6'5", 230-pound freshman, redshirt freshman right-hander Cameron Johnson. He's from right here in Waco, played at Midway High School. His first pitch as a McLennan Highlander is swung on a miss for strike one by Roman Trinidad. Trinidad is 2 for 4 in the game with a couple of singles and a couple of runs scored. Swing and a miss. Another 2.
That's it, Kim.
Johnson was on the roster last year, redshirted a year ago, had a chance to go to the World Series with the Highlanders, but did not participate. Pitches upstairs, 1-2. Breaking ball just misses down low. Pretty good pitch on 1-2. He was up 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little piece of that breaking ball. Keeps it at 2-2. New Mexico scored first with a run in the second. The Highlanders answered that run in the bottom of the inning. New Mexico got a run in the third. The Highlanders answered that. It's 2-2 after 4 innings. Popped foul over the third base dugout. New Mexico got a run in the fifth to take a 3-2 lead, but the Highlanders got 2 in the bottom of the fifth to take a 4-3 lead at that point. But New Mexico tied it with a run in the sixth. Then 2 unearned runs in the top of the 8th has given New Mexico a 2-run advantage as we play here in the ninth. And Trinidad has fouled off a couple of pitches here to keep his at-bat going. 2 balls and 2 strikes against the 6th pitcher of the game for McLennan, Cameron Johnson. Off speed.
Oh. Let's go.
Yeah, Highlander fans want that one be strike 3.
Don't let him duck it. Come on now.
Good breaking ball. Umpire says he put up 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreboard says 3-2. Nice.
Way to go, Cam!
Come back with the fastball. That'll get him every time. First strikeout for Johnson.
Now batting number 4,
I believe that's 15 strikeouts for Highlander pitching today. 1 out. Talon Barraza at the plate. He's had a hit in his last 2 trips to the plate. Takes a strike here. He walked in the second, struck out in the 4th, doubled homer run in the 6th, singled and scored in the 8th. He started that 2-run rally in the 8th inning. Fastball's in for strike 2. Johnson dealing BBs here. Trying to get the Highlanders to the bottom of the 9th. Did he check his swing in time? Well, first base umpire said he did. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th. The Highlanders have 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order coming to the plate. That one slides outside out of the zone. Crota's done a great job behind the plate for the Highlanders in this one. Keeping things out in front and not letting runners move up on him. Except for a few stolen bases. Another 2-2 pitch. Little flare out to shallow left field. Left fielder coming on strong. Nice job by Dickinson to make the catch. Route number 2. Good communication between he and the shortstop Fergans. Two away. Mackay Brewer steps up, hitting in the 8th spot. He is 0 for 4 in this game. Reached on an error and scored in that 8th inning. Had a fielder's choice RBI back in the 2nd. Fastball's in for strike 1. Give it to the Highlander pitchers that I've seen come into the game. They usually get strike 1. They don't mess around. That one's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball. Dives below the zone. 2-1.
You got it, Cam. Here we go, 5-0.
Overthrew the fastball there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Maybe squeezed it a little too hard trying to get it into the zone.
Here you go, Cam. You're good.
Got to believe Brewer is looking for a pitch he can drive here. Just blew the smoke by him. Count goes full, 3-2. Will he challenge him again with a fastball? Try to get him with Uncle Charlie. The 3-2. Fastball is fouled off. Another 3-2 pitch. Got him with the high fastball. 2 strikeouts for Johnson in the game. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. In the 9th. 3 up and 3 down. We head to the bottom of the inning. The Highlanders need 2 to stay and 3 to win. It's New Mexico 6 and McLennan 4.
Batting number 19, Brennan Zeke.
Brendan Ziegler starts things in the 9th for the Highlanders against Paul Medina, who fielded his position in the 8th inning as the Highlanders hit a couple of hard comebackers at him, but he was able to keep those from getting pay and got the outs. First pitch fastball is up high for ball 1. Ziegler's 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, an RBI single and a walk in the game. Highlanders need base runners. That's a strike just under the letters on the outside third. 1-1 to count. About 82 degrees when we started this one. It's 66 now. Cooling off quickly here in the evening. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off at the plate. Smarts. One and two on Sigler. Trying to start a rally here in the ninth inning. Takes the pitch low and away.
Good eye, good eye. You got 1-9.
Sigler all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee. A freshman, 6'1", 210. Hits this one on a hop out to the, well, it's cut off by the third baseman. His throw to first is on the money. And there's one gone. Nice play by Javier Diaz to cut it off and get the throw across for out number one. Highlanders have put the ball in play, but the Thunderbirds have been up to the challenge defensively. Here's Brody Cheer. Brody's 2 for 4. With a single and a double his last time up. He grounded out to the first baseman. Strike one.
Since high school in a year and a half, it's like, yeah, I'm dying.
Brody from Parker, Colorado. Fouls this one into the first base dugout. He's up at 1 ball and 1 strike. You're the only starter tonight who saw playing time a year ago for the Highlanders. Over the top of a breaking ball. 1-2. Mexico feeling a little better now than they did after that game against Iowa Western. They gave up an 11-run 6th inning in that one to lose 18-8 in the opener of today's play here at Bosque River Ballpark. Got 2 games here tomorrow. First one tomorrow at 1 o'clock between New Mexico and Iowa Western. Poked down the third base side, but foul. Stays at 1-2. McLennan plays the second game tomorrow against Iowa Western, scheduled for a 4 o'clock start. Come on out, watch some baseball. Weather should be great again tomorrow. One-two pitch. That's hit well to center field. Going back as a center fielder, Trinidad at the wall. He reaches up and makes the catch for out number 2. Get into the deepest part of the ballpark. And now the Highlanders down to their last out. It's Cooper McEnroe, who is 2 for 3 in the game. He started the Highlanders scoring with a solo home run in the 2nd inning. He led off the 4th with a single, walked in the 5th, but struck out in the 7th. His first pitch to him is outside and low for ball 1.
Here you go, 2-5. Here you go, 2-5.
1 ball, 1 strike on Cooper McEnroe. Hits this one on the ground. Shortstop dives. He's got it. Jumps up, throws to first. That's the ball game. Some outstanding fielding by the New Mexico Thunderbirds helped them to the victory in this one. As the last 6 outs, or the last 5 outs, were pretty much highlight reel type plays for the Highlanders in the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Let's give you the final numbers on this one for the Highlanders. Or first off, for New Mexico, they get 6 runs on 9 hits. They commit 1 error, and they leave 11 runners on base. For the Highlanders, they get 4 runs. Oh, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. They committed 3 errors, and they left 8 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Percy Felix. He'll go to 1-0 on the year. Paul Medina comes in and gets his first save of the year. The hard luck loser is Jordan Stripling. So New Mexico goes to 1-1 on the year. The Highlanders start the year at 0-1. We invite you to come back out to Bosque River Ballpark tomorrow as the Highlanders will play the 4 o'clock game against Iowa Western. Iowa Western will start the day against New Mexico at 1 o'clock. Until then, I'm Lark Smith. Thanks for joining us. Good night from Bosque River Ballpark.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, founder and CEO of Lighthouse Streaming. Over the last 4 years, we've had some tremendous successes, none of which could have been accomplished without you, our clients, and our viewers. From my family and the staff of Lighthouse Streaming, thank you.